Episode. Yes, it's time for live game coding once again. So let's turn off the today's game marker and let's see if I can find the chat. Where is there? It is. So I can put the chat on screen and say hello to everyone. If you can't tell from the fact that I appear to be disheveled and not quite ready for the show, that's because today I've been out and about. We got called out for a quick photo shoot. Well, it turned out it wasn't that quick. So I'm kind of rushed to get back. I hope you're all having a good day. Let's do the intro and then get straight into it. There we go. So there, see, we can make things work. I just don't. So I'm just going to make this as big as possible so I can see what's going on. Let's see who's in the chat. We have St. Martin the First, who says, can we have... Why is Born the Scroll? That's weird. Can we have Simon the Clownhorn for Patrick? Simon the Clownhorn. It's going to max out the sound. If I hold it back here... it still maxes out the sound. Oh dear, it's going to be one of those days. PM Motorsport Train says, evening all. Hello there. We've got Miller Watson who says, evening all, it's Codehammer thingy. I like that, Codehammer. Hammer of the code. Oh yes. Which is better than me writing Let's Make Games. That's all I've been using as the title. Oh dear, I might nick that. Thank you, Miller. Yoink! We have Andy Fry's Junction, says evening all in the chat, and Zoe. Thank you. The Spartan Space Chicken has arrived. We are saved! The Spartan Space Chicken is here. PM Motorsport Train says, nothing is quick when someone says it's a quick something takes hours. Yes. Yes, it did. Please bring the clown horn this Saturday. Simon the Clown Horn. Ah, so Patrick Furlong and Melody the Cat are here. It says, just been having more deaths and circles in Alien Isolation, although I got out of the exploding control room first time. Only because I showed you how. I will take credit where it is not due. Don't worry. You've made it to the room where the android catches fire. Oh man, I hope you're having as much fun with that game as I am. That game was amazing. Right until the end. It felt like that final bit didn't really fit, you know. But the rest of the game was so good. Your idea? You mean our idea, comrade. The only reason I know the Soviet Union's anthem is because of the Hunt for Red October. Oh, you could see that. Oh, okay. Okay, well, I'm still going to take credit where credit is not due. Sneak up behind Jenny and Craig with a clown horn. Hello, JL Railways. How is GameHammer tonight? Yes. I am enjoying this far too much. Is it possible to enjoy something far too much? I don't know. Right, we've got some live game coding tonight, but I can't for the life of me remember what we were doing. This is not a joke. I can't remember what we were doing. Let's see if I can work this out. Okay, let's press some buttons and... Does this work? Have I just broken my machine? Aha! No, that's not... Today's game is not Tomb Raider. Where's my game list? There it is. Right. We're over on the Sonky. You bloody love the clown horn. You've asked for it to be brought on Saturday. Yes, I also still have my invisible clown horn. That will not be going anywhere. Tonight's beverage of choice is from my coffee machine, and it is a latte, and it's very, very nice. I like I like is good. Right. What were we doing? Because I freaking hell I can't remember. Oh, yes, I can. Right, it was this little dude here. Wasn't it? Something about his homework, was it? Yeah, something like that. Okay, let me just cancel that and drop our character to here. Set some position for the player. We didn't finish this guy's You're like a real one. Ho ho! Now, bear with me as I work this out, because it's been a while. Let me just bring this in so that joke works. I have the... you guys can't see it because it's not on the screen. Okay, I have a microphone here.
Yes, I do, and it's very, very nice. Oh, yes, I like.
I need the bear to be able to sit on the microphone somehow. I may have to stick together some kind of seat made out of off-cut plastics from various things. Right. So let's do this. I've just brought the character in, so let's play the game from here. Okay. I'm pressed. It's been a while. I've got two mice here. One controls the streaming computer that I'm looking at. The other controls the PC that we're coding on. I was trying to use the wrong mouse, so if I just press this, so it changes, yes. Here we go. I'm not duct taping a bear to a microphone. Oh my goodness. Right, you should be hearing that, but I can't. Why can't I hear it? Oh, because my headphones are stuck in. Right. Let me just power this up a bit. There we are. Okay, new game. So, here's our guy. And let's talk to this dude. Who goes there?
I do.
Me too.
Well, that's not exactly enlightening, is it? I was rather hoping you'd tell me who you were. Well, you should have been more clear.
Why have they both got farmer accents now? I don't know.
Yes, I suppose so. What is it you want, anyway? We want to get past, please. Past? Past?
Yes.
Very well. To be allowed passage, you must answer me these questions 3.
Sigh.
Oh, very well. Ask away.
I know it's still not an accurate looking melody. The only time I drew a character, I accidentally had the me on full screen and the Photoshop on a tiny version. And I haven't done any more than that. Here we go. The demonic entity turns its back. You can hear faint rustling sounds. Then it turns back to you, holding a sheet of crumpled paper.
Right. Question 1. If Gerald has 12 apples, and Cindy has 6 apples, and a barrel can hold 28 apples, how many apples does Frank have to buy to fill the barrel?
This is the crap we would do. It just... Here we go. 10. Doing 10 apples.
Oh, that's easy. 10.
The demonic entity counts off some numbers on its fingers and jots down an answer on the paper.
Yes, I think that's correct. Question 2. The pit of ineffable evil contains X number of souls. If Jeffrey removes twice as many souls as Melinda, who took 16, leaving only half that amount for Mark to take, how many souls were in the pit in the first place?
I've missed half of what we're saying there. I'm going to say 56. 56. Monster does some quick calculations, then crosses them out and tries again. With a huge toothy grin, it scrawls your answer on the paperwork. Oh, there we are.
Yes, I think you're right. Okay, final question.
And that's as far as we got. Okay, even NASA can't improve on duct tape. That is true. Hold everything together with duct tape and cable ties. Because I'm not wearing my earphones. You're a bit behind on your programming commission. It happens. Do you know that that Nintendo have actually announced that buyers won't actually own the Switch 2? Then I'm not buying one. Simple as that. If I all I've got is a license to use technology, then I require the technology to be provided to me, and that's it. Like, I will sign a license. I'll sign a lease to use stuff. I've done hires before. If there's something I need, like a bit of industrial equipment for redoing the drive or something like that, I've hired stuff before. So if I don't actually own this thing, then I sign a contract for a lease. I pay for the thing. It's delivered to me and then taken away at the end of the lease. If that doesn't happen, then it's not a lease and I've bought the bloody thing. They can try and put extras on, but no. So does this guy do anything else? Come on, if we type this. They said that they reserve the right to permanently disable individual users' Switch 2s at any time. That's not the same thing as not owning it. Legally, that's not the same thing. To a certain extent, that happens on existing consoles, because this isn't the same thing as the purchaser not owning it. This happens on existing consoles. If you modify an Xbox One and then go online, you can have your online abilities taken off you because you've modded the system and therefore caused an issue. Xbox can no longer guarantee that what you're playing is not going to harm other people's experience. Sent me the image in question. Let's have a look. So let's have a quick look. Okay. And Nintendo seem to have gone a little bit further than that, which personally I don't like. I think it shouldn't be possible for you to have your online privileges completely removed. Although I do understand why they've gone down that route. I just don't think it's the correct thing to do. It's very heavy-handed, but Nintendo are pushing it a bit further. Okay, this is not. Yeah, this is not. This is not actually Nintendo. This is someone else's interpretation of Nintendo. So I wouldn't always take what you see with a pinch of salt. But here we are. You put custom firmware on a PS3, Vita, and PS4, you get banned. Yeah, you get your own online abilities taken off you because they can't confirm that you're going to give a fair experience to other players. I understand it. What we got here is G News saying, according to Nintendo's end-user license agreement, you won't actually own your Switch 2. That's not entirely true. Nintendo's updated EULA says that piracy, tampering, and modifying of its console may render the Nintendo account services and or the applicable Nintendo device permanently unusable in whole or in part. Right. The people that make images like this are scaremongering. Nintendo at no point there has said that you do not own your Switch. Seriously, it's simple. That's how it goes. So we're going to bring up. Where's? Can anyone see? There it is. The mouse didn't seem to want to work there. I'm going to bring up Chrome. We're going to look at this before we go any further. We're going to look at this. Nintendo Switch 2 EULA. So remember. Although I have a law degree, this is not legal advice. Hey, don't worry about it. Patrick, you cannot be faulted for reading that and thinking that's what it said, because they say that's what it said. And it's not what it says, but it is what they said. Okay, let's have a look. Right. What we're going to do is let's do a quick search for piracy. It is not there. Okay, here we are. Third-party content. Straight away, first thing. License grant / restrictions. Subject to the terms of this agreement, Nintendo grants you a non-exclusive revocable license to use the software solely on the console for your personal, non-commercial use. So, straight away, we're talking about software, not the console itself. They're not changing anything about ownership of the device, just software. That's important. If you buy the device, the agreement here, this part of the agreement anyway, is about software used on it, not the device itself. No one's trying to scam anyone. Patrick, no one's saying that. Don't worry. Let's have a look. For clarity, the software is licensed, not sold to you. Yep, that's been a claim that manufacturers have been making since the 80s. I don't think it actually counts, and it doesn't really get brought up much, but it's what they've been counting for a while. You may not use the software except as expressly authorized by this agreement. Without limitation, you agree that you may not publish, copy, modify, reverse engineer, lease, rent, decompile, disassemble, distribute, offer for sale, or create derivative works of any portion of the software. Yeah, that is standard stuff. That's been boilerplate since the 80s. That's what it is. Like, when I sell you this product, I'm selling you the product as is. I'm not selling you the ability to make copies and sell those. I'm not selling you the ability to take out parts that you like and stick them in your own stuff. That kind of thing. It's none of that. And then B, you may not bypass, modify, decrypt, defeat, tamper with, or otherwise circumvent any of the functions or protections of the console or the software. Now that's interesting. They brought the console in, but talking about subject to the terms of this agreement, an exclusive non-revocable license to use the software only on the console. Now they're talking about modifying the console. That could actually find them in some trouble when it comes to any court battles. It won't get to those. I'll grant you that right now. It won't get to those because they don't want to go into court and set precedents. But they're trying to bring the console in the second part of a discussion about licenses for software. That's a bit interesting. So, including through the use of any hardware or software that would cause the console or the software to operate with any unauthorized, illegal, or pirated software or hardware. Yeah, don't stick a device in that will allow you to play unlicensed third-party games, and don't put in any of those crazy devices that we know that you've all seen that allow you to play pirated software. Like the flopper drive that I've got that's attached to my Amstrad. That kind of thing. That's literally what they're talking about here. Reinstall any prior version of the software on the console. That is interesting. That's interesting. I've not seen that in a license, but then again, I haven't looked at many of these for a while. So, you only use console for console EverDrive for NES. Yeah, all the stuff that no one's producing anymore, and to be honest with you, no one's going to try and enforce that kind of license these days. Yeah, that's fine. The EverDrive, yeah. An EverDrive for a Switch 2 would be a bit dodgy, but an EverDrive for a NES? Yeah, don't use a Game Genie then. Yeah, cool, I'll just use a magnet. Yeah, I never knew you could roll back firmware versions. Either did I. This is an interesting addition, isn't it? Reinstall any prior versions of the software on the console, or otherwise obtain or install any version of the software other than through distribution methods provided by Nintendo. That's interesting. So, they're basically saying, if something turns up that allows you to install mods, you can't do it. If to install a previous version of a game, like before a patch, you can't do it. They're trying to make sure that what you play is what they've provided. Okay, I can understand the thing behind that. Install or use any software which Nintendo identifies as an unauthorized copy. Yeah, don't use pirate stuff. Don't use unlicensed third-party software. This is Nintendo to a T. This is what they were doing back in the 80s. Remember Wisdom Tree and all that with the Bible games and the weird clear or pink or light blue console cartridges and all those Tecmo ones that were its different shape. None of that was properly licensed, and Nintendo never liked it. They've never liked that sort of stuff. That's fine. From which more unauthorized copies have been made, or from which more unauthorized copies have made. Yeah, don't use pirated software. Exploit the software in any manner other than to use it with the console in accordance with its documentation and intended use. Yeah, don't use exploits, don't use mods, don't use pirated stuff. Okay. Or through the unauthorized modification of the console software may be removed. Okay, right. Exploit the software in any manner other than to use it with the console in accordance with its documentation and intended use. All of that. Right. Content obtained through the use of an unauthorized device or through the unauthorized modification of the console or the software may be removed. They're talking about software. They're not talking about the device itself. You own the device. You agree not to access or use the console or the software in an unauthorized or unlawful manner, or to access the consoles, devices, accounts, or data of others, including Nintendo, without consent. You acknowledge that if you fail to comply with the foregoing restrictions, Nintendo may render the console and or the software permanently unusable in whole or in part. This is basically, we may turn off your Switch, we may brick your console. That I don't agree with. I think that's a bad move. But then again, it's not the first time that something's been bricked. PlayStation's back to PS3 have been getting bricked by stuff from this. And Xboxes have as well. I don't like it. I think it's wrong. But it isn't something new. And at no part have they said that you don't own the console. Yeah, but you can render the software unusable or even the console. You may be able to separately purchase physical media, blah blah blah. Okay, yeah, okay. Yeah, none of this says you don't own it. Use of information, reservation of rights, remedies for violations and termination. Your rights under any of this agreement will immediately terminate if you violate any of the terms under this agreement. And upon any such termination, you must immediately cease all use of the console and the software. You can try and enforce that. Go on. Seriously. Try. You want to try and... They're saying, if you violate these terms, you have to stop using your console. Nintendo, try and enforce that. Seriously. Try to enforce that. I would love to see you try to enforce that. If I say, right, let's say we've got Joe Pirate. And Joe has been pirating as per his name. And Nintendo finds out and they click and now his console can't go online. Or he can't use the software he's been pirating and blah, blah, blah. According to this, he should then immediately stop using his Switch. However, if Joe Pirate turns off the Wi-Fi access on his Switch, or turns his router off and then turns the Wi-Fi off and then turns his router back on, how are Nintendo going to know that he's using his Switch? Are they tracking Joe Pirate? If they are, that's a bit dodgy because I don't think we've given them rights to that, which means that they would be here we are. You may use to share this information. You give to us some information that we collect when you use our products. So they're saying that they are going to be tracking you, including console and software. Yep, this may include personally identifiable information as well as anonymous or aggregate information about your use of the console. They're going to spy on you. We recommend that you review our privacy policy, blah, 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 blah. Our privacy policy is designed to help you understand the types of information that we collect, how we use and share the information. Yep, they are going to spy on what you do, what you buy, what you play, how you play, what you do with your console, and then they are going to sell it to advertisers. If you find that offensive, do not use Windows and do not use Mac because both of them do it as well, and don't use Facebook. Apparently you can get banned for teabagging on COD now, for goodness sake. Teabagging has never been polite. This is serious. Teabagging has never been polite. It's always been a griefing tool. It's always been horrible to experience and hilarious to do to others, especially the people that did it to you. So it's part of the online culture. I don't think it's necessarily something that people should get fussed over. It's just one of those annoying griefing things that dickheads do. So if you're going to get banned for that now, that's basically trying to ban online culture. Perhaps some of it should be banned. I'd like to hear an argument about why that's bad to ban people teabagging. Spartan Space Chicken says, "Don't shove your console up your bum." Yeah. So yeah, Nintendo are going to be tracking you. They may be able to find out that Joe Pirate has been using the thing. You can turn off tracking on Facebook so you can't sell to advertising. Yeah, you can, but they still do it. Cancel culture for trivial things should be banned. Cancel culture should be got rid of. I don't like cancel culture. I don't like edgelord culture. I don't like the people that try to weaponize any form of awareness of problems. So, here's an idea. Why don't we go back to the Bill and Ted thing and just be excellent to each other? Can't we just agree that we're not going to be twazzicks and then just get on with things? And I will leave you alone if you leave me alone. We don't seem to get on, so let's just ignore each other. Can we be adults about this shit instead of having to ban everything? I thought we were supposed to grow up. Miller Watson says, Nintendo can track my balls. I like it. Yeah, why can't we be excellent to each other and party on? It's terrible. If the same person keeps fragging me on COD and I get them, then yes, they will get teabagged. Yeah, damn right. And rightly so. Because they've been griefing, so you grief back, and then perhaps they'll think twice about it. They won't, but perhaps. No part of this says that you don't own the console. I love this bit. Use of the console and the software is at your risk. No, it isn't. No, it bloody isn't. Nintendo is not responsible for any non-Nintendo sites, services, applications, content, data, messages, or other items that you access, use, or share via the console. Yeah, that's fine. If you go into the browser on your console and go to horrible things are on this website.com. Is that a real thing? I don't know. And then you see horrible things on that website. Nintendo can't be held responsible for that. Because you went there. I understand that. But use of the console and software is at your sole risk. No. You can't ask for all those benefits and not have any responsibilities, Nintendo. You can't put all this on the purchaser. That's not how this works. Your early Halo multiplayer history may get me in trouble with teabags. If anyone starts to drag up the past, you've got to ask them why. Why are you dragging up the past to attack someone? Why aren't you attacking them with what they do now? Is it because that person has changed? Is it because you can't find that they've done anything actually bad now? And you have to go back a long way to when they were younger and less experienced and less mature? Is that what's going on? Because that seems very, very dodgy. That's my very. I'm serious on this. I actually, while I was still in politics, I once said, if we want to take this ridiculous culture of dredging up the past to attack people in the present, people that haven't done anything wrong in the present but may have said or done something stupid in the past, then at some point we are going to have debates for who can become Prime Minister where people are cancelled because at 2 years old they called their sister a poo head. It's like, oh no, obviously not Prime Minister material. That 2-year-old called someone a poo head. Can't have that. They can't be Prime Minister. Doesn't matter that they're 56. Yeah, the past is dead. Exactly, PN. That's exactly what I'm saying. You can't dredge up the past to use in the present unless what they did in the past is relevant to now or was a crime. Like, let's say you're running for president and you murdered 5 people and ate them. I think people have a right to know about that because you're wanting to be president. However, if you're wanting to be the cleaner at a bank and when you were 17 you told someone to F off and that you may have said something homophobic because it was the 80s and now you want to be the cleaner at a bank, I don't think that matters, because if you haven't done anything since then, and I'm speaking as a bi person here, I picked homophobia specifically because of that, as a bi person who's had stuff shouted at me, and if this person did it when they were 17, they were angry, and they haven't done anything like that since, and now they're in their 40s or 50s, and they've not done it since, I don't think dragging up what they did when they were 17 would be relevant. But that's the culture we have. That's the culture we have in the world now. You can't have a job at 50 because when you were a teenager, you did something that people now don't like, but back then was considered a little bit below the belt, but not out of the range of possibility. You know, that's what I'm trying to get across. Don't judge people by the past, and certainly don't judge the past by the standards of the present and then try to use it to hurt someone in the present. If they did something acceptable in the past, that's not acceptable now, and they've shown no indication of continuing to do that, then what you've got there is someone who has changed with the times, and that's a good thing. That should be welcomed. But here we are. And I say that as someone who's had various things shouted at me and also been attacked for being gay. So, you know, there we are. You're judged by the CBC community over one thing 7 years ago. Have you done that thing since? If not, they should get over it. Simple as that. Because here's the thing, and this is what I really want to stick on here. If someone did something wrong and has learned their lesson, that's what we want. You can't then continue to punish someone who's learned their lesson, because then it's not a punishment. Then it's a case of, right, you did one thing, we are branding you forever, and it doesn't matter if you change. How is that justice? Seriously, how is that justice? If people change, that's what we're expecting from them. That's what the point of the whole system is, to change and be better. Learn from the mistakes of the past and move on. If we then keep on punishing people, there is no incentive to become a better person. Because, well, obviously I did something wrong and now I can't ever be forgiven for that, so why should I not just embrace doing more wrong things and making my way that way? See what I mean? Like, there are arguments that certain things can't be forgiven, like killing 5 people and eating them. I don't think anyone can forgive that. I don't think anyone should be asked to forgive that. But if someone, let's say, they shouted an insult at someone during an argument when they were a very young kid because they'd heard other people say that thing and they copied because they thought that's what they did when you were angry with people, and then they grew up and they developed, and we ended up with a society where that's not considered right, and they haven't done it since then. Why are we judging them on what they did as a kid when they didn't know any better? They obviously know better now and they don't do it. I think there has to be a certain limit, you know, on certain things. Right. Until last year there were personal attacks. Yeah, I remember those. So, yeah. You cheated in a contest, so they compared you to Jimmy Sevel. Yeah, that's not acceptable. No, under no circumstances is that acceptable. Because the insults don't fit with what happened. Yeah, the cheating should get you banned from the contest, yes, and potentially from other contests in the future on that channel. I can understand them if they don't want to deal with that sort of thing again, because again, you can't bind that person and tell them that they have to do stuff. But that should be the end of it. It shouldn't go to personal insults. It shouldn't go to comparing people to notorious criminals, you know? There has to be a limit. There has to be limits. That's what we keep saying. Retro Ramble says, you and your ex genuinely met Jimmy Sevel, and he was nice. That's the thing. That's the thing about him. There are now reports and documentation, this is the important bit, documentation, saying that he'd been a sex offender since the 50s. Since the 1950s. He was doing it almost from the start of his career. But he wasn't doing it to everyone. Because of course he wasn't. You can't do it to everyone, because you'll end up coming across someone who'll fight back. Again, I'm using the wrong mouse. So there, yeah. we end up with some interesting discussions on here, don't we? Hi, Gurphy, how you doing? What's up? We started with a legal discussion about Nintendo. Claims that Nintendo was saying you didn't own the Switch 2 if you bought one, which turned out to not be true because we just looked at the documentation. And then we went on to can you legitimately start banning people for saying or doing things that in the past that they no longer do and no longer agree with? Which I say you can't, because there has to be a limit. And I'm open to people saying that there are other ways of looking at that, and that they disagree. That's perfectly fine. Everyone's entitled to their opinion, and let's have a back and forth. Perfectly fine. But I genuinely think that there has to be a limit to these things. Otherwise, what's the point? You're not punishing a wrong. You're continuing to smack down someone who did something that you don't agree with, and it's a different thing, you know. Just hoping Tutti Akir isn't watching. Patrick will be in prison for sharing a GIF that it turned out to be false. Oh no! The Internet Crimes Division will be coming. They'll backtrace you and tell you done goofed. Sevel gave me the creeps as a kid when my family first came to the UK. Yeah. Stopped going on top of the Pops recording after a friend of my folks who was a cameraman had words with my mum. Yeah. And that's a very telling thing, isn't it, Gurphy? People knew. People were warning other people about him. When you're starting to get people saying, watch out for that and he's dodgy, maybe we should be looking into him a bit more than we did, you know? Because there's some people that frickin' knew. Clown horn time. Let's get back to the fun and games. Arr. Right, wait. Ooh, hang on. Where did my game go? There it is. Close it. What the frick? Oh, we've got some midweek deals on galactic civilizations. Take command of a civil. Why is that flashing in the background? Stop flashing. You're not impressing anyone. Patrick, that's exactly the thing. You've hit the nail on the head about what I'm talking about here. You can't punish people forever for a mistake. You apologise. What more could you do? Exactly. If they say that you can't be involved in contests anymore because of this and they don't want the fuss, then fair enough. That's their decision. But if you've said sorry and you haven't done it since, what else are you supposed to do? That is the nail on the head of the topic I'm on about here. What more are you supposed to do? The answer is you can't do it anymore. You can't do any more. You don't give a damn. Yeah, but that's not the point. They can say, right, because of that, you can't be involved. Fair enough. You take your knocks for what you do. That's where it should end. That is where you should say, right, we draw a line under it. That's it. That's got to be it, because there isn't. Otherwise, all it is open season on someone because they did a wrong once, and I don't think that's right. Hope everyone's well. Just came on from the clown horn. I love it. Thank you, Martin. So what's this? Galactic Civilizations. Apparently they've got a midweek deal. There's a woman here wearing what is a very, very revealing outfit. So let's have a look at what this is. Take command of a civilization that has just achieved faster than light travel in Galactic Civilizations 4. The newest entry in the award-winning 4X strategy games. This sounds like my kind of thing. Colonize worlds, shape cultures, make alliances, fight wars, and pioneer new technologies. This sounds great. This sounds exactly like the type of thing I would play. Okay, so that's what's the deal? Can I not scroll this? Is that it? Okay, so it's not going to tell me what it is. Okay. CG Project Red and the Mafia franchise. Cool. Right. Galactic Civilizations there looks like K240. Does anyone remember K240? I loved K240. It was like Civilization on asteroids. It was brilliant. Let me try and find it. K240. Amiga. Yes, I will be buying this if I can. 4X, like the Australian beer. No. Here we go. K240. Give me some images. Yeah. It's like Civilization only on an asteroid. It's really cool. So you build up all your stuff. You get deliveries from a giant space tanker. It was a great idea. They actually did do a new version, and I've got it on GOG, and I can't remember what it's called. This is not a joke. I genuinely can't remember what it's called. I'm going to load up GOG, and we'll get back to the game in a minute. We'll get back to coding in a minute, but oh man, the stuff. Is this going to load up GOG or not? I did click on it, didn't I? Oh, good grief, what's this? The device needs to restart to install updates. Bugger off! Here we are. Film is Fabulous, who are working to catalogue films held by private collectors. Oh, that'd be nice. Because it would be nice to know if some of these lost films are actually lost or just in the hands of people who don't want to share. You can't make people share. You know? You don't need to do the coding. Not a fan. Ah, don't worry about it. Recently covered 53 episodes of the ITV show Emergency Ward 10 in one go. Ooh, brilliant. Sounds like the episode of Futurama where Bender becomes host to a civilization. Yeah. We now use our authenticator apps on GOG. Nice. Right, close these down. Stop trying to sell me things, Gorg. I'm trying to do stuff. Right, where is my all my games? Okay, so let's have a look for. No. Filter by platform of just GOG instead of everything. Right, let's have a look. It's got to be here. It's got to be here. And we'll get back to the coding in a minute. I'm just trying to find something. Huh. I own Amnesia, a machine for pigs, and... Huh. I didn't know I had that. That must have come in a package or something. We've been building up the trust with the collectors and their estates. Excellent. That's brilliant news, because we need to keep that stuff available. So there's one or two collectors who have some of the deleted Doctor Who serials, I think. I'm not sure. The Wheel in Space. Oh, that'd be nice. And the Evil of the Daleks. That would be so cool. Right, where am I looking? There's The Binding of Isaac? When did I get that? I don't remember that. Okay. Where's this game? Where is it? It's got to be here. That is a hell of a title, isn't it? Bloody hell! It's been confirmed that one or two collectors do have episodes, but they'll be turned out over after their death. So they want to hold them onto them. There's a certain kind of person who wants something because no one else has it. As long as they pass it on after they've gone, then at least people get to see it. You know? That's a nice ending, I suppose. Right, where is this bloody thing? I know I've got it. I've got some ridiculous stuff in here. Oh man, Crusader No Remorse, that was so cool back in the day. Crypt of the Necrodancer, a game where... a game where you have to try and move and fight to the beat of the music, which I can't fucking hear. Oh my goodness, it's the worst. When you've got hearing loss, it's the worst. It's based around music and that I can't hear. Did I play the follow-up to Bloody Hell? Flippin' heck. I didn't. They've got original edits of Thunderbird. Oh, nice. My dad will love that. Where is this bloody game? I have a feeling that I may have actually already installed it, you know. We're going to go through this. Dink Smallwood. What? When did I get some of this shit? It must have come in bundles with other things. The kind of attitude, the it's all for me kind, that's sort of destroying for a lot of hobbies. Yes, it is. That is it. And it happens a lot in retro game collecting as well. Like, oh, this game is very, very rare, so I'm going to buy every copy of it to keep the value of my copies up. Like, no. You've got a copy. You can't play them all. Leave them alone. Leave them for other people. Stupid people. But, you know, that's how it is. Where is this game? That looks interesting. Figment. That definitely came in a bundle. We can't be far from it now. We're up to H. Where is this thing? The original 25 and 30-minute episodes shown to Lord Grade before he got them to make 50-minute episodes. Nice. Amazing how much retro is in this list. Yeah, This is my kind of list because it's my stuff. Homeworld, that's not quite what I'm on about. It is a decent set of strategy games, though. Definitely worth it. Incoming. Oh, that was a good game. I've got the Nightmare theme stuck in my head. The Blood Omen Legacy of Kain stuff, yeah. Where is this thing? Proof of the cold. It's cold tonight. It's nice. It's 15 degrees here. I'm still boiling. I've got a fan running because I'm just overheating due to heat stroke. The Might and Magic entire set. Anyone watch the OG Unaired pilot for Thomas Tank Engine? I haven't yet. Hang on, when did I get more time? I was looking at that the other day. I didn't know I already had it. Excellent. Mystery of the Druids. We are absolutely going to be playing Mystery of the Druids at some point. Because you can't finish the game unless you're an absolute amoral shit. It's that kind of game where you actually have to roleplay as a dickhead. Normality, definitely going to be reviewing that one on GameHammer, the review show. Where is this thing? We've got to be nearby now. Pandemonium ones, yes. Is this it? Parker? No, this is that's the weird one. The big giant robots thing. Where is this? Is it not called Fragile? Have I gone past it? Isn't it Fragile Alliance? Hang on. Install games. Not there. Okay, owned games. Can I search? Yeah, Fragile Alliance. Fragile Allegiance. Here we are. This is it. This is it. All of a sudden, it just came back to me. This is the game. You can, yeah, it's an updated and remade version of K240 called Fragile Allegiance, and it's the same sort of game. So if you fancied playing K240 on a PC, here we are. They've basically remade it, and this is what I was trying to find. So that's not installed. Interesting. There we go. I've seen 1 or 2 photos of people on Facebook with multiple Fortress Maximuses. Why? Why? Yeah, buying multiple copies of Jetfire so that other people can't buy Jetfire. Why? We're not at school anymore. You don't have to have all the sweets. Has anyone watched the vulgar spoofs of Fireman Sam? I have not, but I did watch a very, very funny version of Coronation Street where everyone was a sex-mad idiot. They got taken down pretty sharpish. Oh dear. You only want to select few Transformers. I always wanted an Optimus Prime. Never got one. But I did have Ultra Magnus, which was basically Optimus Prime in a different colour. So I was happy as a kid. But I have Metroplex. My original Metroplex from back in the day. And I am happy because he is here and Metroplex approved. Metroplex approved. He's in the War for Cybertron set, which we will be playing live at some point. That'll be cool. That'll be cool because that War for Cybertron stuff, ooh, so nice. Right, we needed to finish off this guy's thing. We need to get to this. Got Ultra Magnus from Woolworths in Campbelltown. Can remember that day well. Yeah. Sometimes you can remember stuff, can't you? It's a core memory unlocked. For me, the first thing where I went and bought something of myself. Look, after that, Zoe, aside from the memories, it's seriously pricey. Seriously? He's missing his hands. The stuff that goes on the top's gone. The guy that's supposed to live in his chest is not there. He's covered in dust. He's been sat in an attic that was needed a bit of our TLC. Some of the stickers are gone. He can't be that pricey. And anyway, he's mine. Haha! I'm going to be buried with him. Not really. He'll go to the museum down in Bolton Like, if the museum project for the game stuff never actually comes to fruition, then let's put it this way: it'll all go to Bolton Museum. If my museum project never happens, that's my backup plan. Optimus Prime, you are 5 for Christmas. I'm under no illusion that my dad actually paid for Optimus Prime, if I remember correctly, was about 80 quid in 1980s money. That was a serious price. Like, seriously high priced. I could front some PS2 games with them. I still couldn't afford Kuon. Holy crap, Kuon is ridiculously expensive these days. Right. So we need to finish this guy's questions off. We're up to... where we're up to? Here we are. Here we go. You have a couple of model kits that apparently are super rare. Got one from the Cats Protection League for 2 quid. I did something like that. I got a Barcode Battler. I always wanted one as a kid. I don't know why. They were stupid back then. They're stupid now. But I always wanted one. And I eventually got one. While I was a counsellor, I walked into a charity shop in the area that I represented. And they just had one on the shelves for £5. So of course I bought it. So now I have a Barcode Battler. Childhood desire unlocked. Hey! I also got the N joypad thing. The Famiclone from the same place. Barcode Battler is a weird novel. Yes, it is. Yes, it really, really is. Optimus Prime cost your dad 20 quid back in these. I always thought it was more. 20 quid's not, from the 80s point of view, that's not... It was expensive back then. Of course it was. 20 quid was 20 quid. But not as much as I thought. Huh. Right. Let's have a look. Right, here we are. Okay, final question. Right, here we are. It wasn't expensive. Yeah. Ah, crap. Ooh. I've managed to... I think I've been holding my Switch wrong when I've been playing Skyrim on a night. Oh. And every now and again it just really hurts. Right down the centre, like between the bones in the arm. You know, there's twisted bones that are in your forearm. Right down the middle of there. Hurts like mad. But weirdly, pulling on the top of it eases it. So I'm not sure what I've done. Seriously not sure what I've done there. Oh. Every now and again it just aches. 6 years ago, Mrs. Space Chicken found 3 unopened Star Trek Voyager box sets. Not bad at all. You know of a nice, very weird novelty that's vintage. Cool. Right. Okay. If we call him out and say hang on, he'll let us pass because it's his maths homework. And then I think I should tell your mum. Blah 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 blah. It's a deal. You may pass. There we go. Right. So we need to do the third question. Here we go. Okay. Final question. Okay. Sorry, I'm coughing and spluttering. You were watching Hawkwind at City Hall on Friday, so we'll be watching Star Trek. Cool. The items Zoe Kirk Robinson and Jennifer Kirk, both worth only £25 each, although my offer of £10 was refused. Right. Let's do this. New. Show text. Final question. Let's do this. Where's the demon? We need evil, I think it was. No? Monster? Yes, there he is. If Derek Soul is... Tell you what, Mega Drive games were expensive. 40 quid then, what would that equate to? That's a good question. It was a lot of money. I remember having to save up a birthday and some pocket money and stuff to be able to afford a game. Let's say £40 in 1992 worth today. Let's do this. Value of 1992 British pounds today. Let's do this. Yeah, whatever. Just accept. I don't care. Right. £40 in 2025 money. £105. Yeah. Mega Drive games were bloody expensive, weren't they? Absolutely bloody expensive. Charity shops know the prices these days, so difficult to get deals. To a certain extent, yes, but I still pick up deals every now and again. Definitely deals every now and again. Like, there. Pick this up. CX said £6. I found this in a charity shop. £1. Still get deals. You just have to look around more. It's harder, but yes. So basically, I saved up Christmas and birthday money and bought the Terminator 2 game on Mega Drive for the modern equivalent of £105. Holy crap, man. You want to see something really bad? Remember when Nintendo NES games were out? And they were selling for like 60 quid back in the day. £60, 1986. 224 quids. That's you can see why we didn't buy very many games. You can see why we all didn't have many games, like 1 or 2, and we were lucky to have them. Frickin' hell. We didn't know, did we? Used to rank games. I used to rent them as well. I rented Gods, the Desert Strike game, Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the Dungeons and Dragons game, Warriors of the Eternal Sun, I think it is. Let me just quickly check. I've actually got a few of them on my shelf now. Yeah, Warriors of the Eternal Sun, Gods, Megalomania. I remember renting that one a lot. Corporation I rented. I'm not sure why. Probably because it was 3D and it seemed interesting, you know. It's not that good a game. You ought to rent them from Video Shop, which is now a car rental shop. Yeah, the place that I used to rent my games from was a video shop back when videos were actually videos. VHS cassettes. You want to get Megalomania. It's worth it. It's definitely worth it. I don't think I have the manual for mine. Where is it? There it is. Okay, let me just grab it. I don't think I've got the manual in mine. I've got a small shelf just behind the Mac that has a few games on it. Here we are. Megalomania. Yep, no manual. So if you don't already know how to play it, you're going to be looking at the internet. It's one of those games. It is needing a manual. It's a good game though. Very much a fun game. The only shops we get these days are money laundering. Phone and vape shops and Turkish barbers. Yeah. Oh, what were those gadgets where you could copy cartridges on? I remember those. Was it Dr. Disc or something? And you could plug it into your console. I always thought that was incredibly dodgy. Like, it looked like the kind of thing that would easily break your console if you didn't use it properly. Or even sometimes even if you did. Food and bills have reduced your retro budget to low. Yeah, I know the feeling. I don't get out and get as much these days. It's just one of those things. The decent times will come back once the orange idiot is not screwing up the economy anymore. Anyway, if Derek's soul is worth twice Gordon's soul, but only half of Susan's soul, what is Gordon's soul worth if Susan sells hers for 200 gold bars? Derek sells worth twice Gordon's soul, but only half of Susan's. This isn't going to work, is it? No, we've missed out something there. What is Derek's soul worth if Susan... Now, what are Gordon and Derek souls worth if Susan sells hers? It just deletes everything I'm saying for 200 gold. Derek's worth twice Gordon's, but only half of Susan's. So if Derek's soul is worth twice Gordon's and half of Susan's, and Susan's is for 200, then Derek's is worth 100, Gordon's is worth 50, so the total is 150. There we go. Simon the Clown Horn? I love it! So the answer is 150. Let's add that in. Show choices. 150 gold. 130 gold. 100 gold. 50 gold. Not maths, Zoe. Yeah, we're helping a demon with his maths homework. That's the joke. Right, there we go. And then the other answers are hang on and hang on. Is hang on an option? It should be. Is hang on labelled? It should be. Right, let me just do this. We have to add one in here. Why can't we add one in there? That's interesting. New, insert a label. Hang on. Right. I need to check this. Edit. Hang on. And what? Excuse me. Right, hang on jumps us to the label hang on. Right, let's do this one first. What? What? Where is Bumface? There he is. Okay. Anyone else got music on in the background? I've got bloody Nightmare theme tune from the Amiga going around my head. I don't need. I don't need it. The Game Doctor SF6 is the name of another. That was it. Yeah. Yes, you've managed to get a BBC Master for less than what most people charge. Nice. That's excellent news. Always good to find a bargain. Show text. The demon is. No, I'm going to say. Yeah, it's a bit of a. Yeah, this one's a brain teaser. Bumface. No, it's... Just heard that the bloke who voiced Dash Rendar from Shadows of the Empire's back. Oh no! Oh, that's a shame. Oh, that's a big shame, man. No, it's not that. It just feels like these aren't real questions a proper demon would ask. Show text. No, monster. There we are. Well, I'm a demon and these are the questions I'm asking, so they are literally demon questions. I don't see the problem. So Bumface is going to... Yeah, but are they legitimate questions? Or are you just stalling for time because you can't remember the ones you're actually supposed to be asking? The only music that's on when you're watching is what your upstairs neighbour is blaring at. Oh, I remember neighbours like that. Monster. What was I going to say? Now you're just stalling, aren't you? Now you're just stalling, aren't you? Come on. What's your answer? I can't even remember what we're doing this for. I just trying to make a funny stuff. Any questions? Go on, what's your answer? And then we'll jump back to well, what? No. There we are. Right. New label Q3Qs. Went to the unveiling of Lemmy's statue last week. One of the better sculpts I've seen of a statue. Very lifelike, captures his presence well. That's good. I hate it when the sculptures don't capture the actual likeness. Like the one of Fred Dibner that's down in town that looks like a guy gurning. Like, that's not Fred Dibner, man. Come on. Jump to label Q3Qs. There we go. And the hang on one jumps to the bit about, is it your maths homework? If we do 150 gold, it's your text. Where is Bumface? Oh, that's easy. One is worth 100 gold. While the other is worth 50 gold. So your total is 150 gold pieces. I missed an auction? For what? Who? What? Oh, did I miss anything? Oh, sorry. I didn't miss an auction. There was no auction. Bidding ended up not meeting its reserve of £2.50. Yes. One live streaming loon, partly used, not in original condition. Hi Lex, how you doing? I thought Bumface was Cloud's name. Bumface is the generic name that we are going to give to every single person that I can create. This is Captain Cornelius Bumface. Bumface in Final Fantasy VII was a different, unrelated Bumface of the Davenport Bumfaces. Show text. Demon counts on its fingers for a while. Where's the monster? There it is. Oh my goodness. You're right. Cornholio Bumface! Cornholio! I need TP for my bunghole. I did love the Beavis and Butthead films. That second one was brilliant. I didn't think it would be, but yeah, it was good. My goodness, you're right. This is amazing. Now, Mrs. Neesham won't shout at me for being such a dumb butt in maths class. You can go through. With my thanks. Are you threatening me? I am Conholio! By Bunghole. Mr. President, are you okay? Go to DEFCON 1. I loved it. It was so good. Which Bumface is going to say, wait, what? And the cat is going to say, don't get him started again. Let's go. I want you to do my wife. This guy wants us to score with his wife. It's the stupidest bloody show ever. It was brilliant. Right, set self-switch A on. There we go. Okay. So now we can get through. Right, there we go. So we need to do 3 more with responses that aren't quite right. And then yeah, it just sets you right back. Okay. $130 gold. Let's do this one. I believe, with all my great knowledge of the mathematical sciences, that the answer is 42. No, I mean 130. To which the demon will say, 130? Where are you getting the 30 from? Even I know that's not right, and I suck. At maths. There we are. Then 100 gold. It's 100. Final offer. Demon counts on their fingers for a few moments. Scribbles on a sheet of paper. Then crosses it out and looks disappointed. Which they're going to say no. No, I don't think that's quite right. It's a 15 rating for a probably okay to watch in school. What? What, Beavis and Butthead? Remember in school when the last day of term was usually just teachers put a video on. One year we got to watch Beavis and Butthead do America because the supply teacher was completely out of touch. Wow. We saw the original animated Lord of the Rings at school one time. The Snowman a lot of times at school. Neverending Story was a big favourite back in the day. Yeah, that was a lot of fun. Your best friend would bring his James Bond VHS collection in when the issues with the headmaster were being sorted out. We watched the then complete Bond collection. Nice! That's cool. And 50 gold. Bumface says 50! Which the monster is going to say, oh come on, you're not even trying, are you? You're not even trying, are you? There we go. Okay, so I think we're now finished. Looks like we have finished filling in every part of this. Just checking. Yes! There we go. So, we now have a working question and answer session. So there we go. Okay. What else is in here? What were we doing in this bit? Is this a... Oh, hang on. I do remember. Yes, we're walking between two places on the Archaeology Guild's floor. Why were we going here? I've completely... Oh, it was the fireplaces, yeah. To get past that guy, because he won't let us in. That was it. That was it, yes. Right. Been rearranging your PS2 shelf, having your stream players and rearrange stuff. Excellent. Cool. I am second monitor material. I like it. So there we are. Right, we've got that. So that's how we get into here. What were we doing in here? Because I've completely forgotten. It's something to do with this thing here, isn't it? Edit that. What is this? If party has a key, search thoroughly. We discover a tiny silver key with a guild crest emblazoned on it. Okay, so we get in there and we get a key. What was the key for? I have completely forgotten. Yeah, your music teacher let you watch the Mortal Kombat movie in the fourth year. Bloody hell. What were we doing with the key? Can anyone actually remember? I've completely forgotten. My goodness. What was in here? Was this where we got the paper? Yeah, this is where we get the paper for the degree certificates. We need the, yes! That was it. That was it. We need to get the thingamajig, the ink. The ink. So we haven't got the ink. It's in a container somewhere, isn't it? Ordered some Shimano SPD shoes. Cool. For the bike. Cool. I'm third monitor. Wow. I am third monitor material. Booyah. And it's only taken me 9 years. Now, we haven't been doing this for 9 years. What is it? Like 6, 7 at the most, if we include some of the test live streams that I did back in the day. So bloody hell, 6 years. Wow. I've been sat on my arse for 6 years talking at a screen, and you lot have let me do it. Thank you. Right, we need to find out where this where the chest that requires this key is. Or was it a chest? Was it this up in the corner here? If party has special guild sealing wax. If party has this tiny silver key, yes. Then we get the sealing wax. So we need the tiny key. So we've got the key, we've got the wax. We don't have the ink. We don't have the ink. We need the ink. That was it. And if we try to pick the lock again, and it just keeps going. Yes, okay. Right, here we are. Right. So we've got the wax and we've got the paper to make the degree certificate to get into the big temple from ages ago, so we can build the house or enter the house that Jack built or something like that. My goodness, I deserve some love. I'm glad that I found your channel. Oh, thank you. And I knew that we would become good friends. We are so alike, Lex. It's amazing. We love the same stuff. It's like we're the same person but on different continents. It's brilliant. I'm glad I met you, dude. Right, so we need to find some way of hiding this guild ink, the special ink. Is it true that you can complete this game just by typing bumface at the starter page? I wish that was true. I wish that was true. That would be so funny. What's it? You have to think. Me and Cub Monkey are good friends. Yeah, we are. I think we are. We've known. This is the thing with this community. We've got such a tight knit community. Tight knit. I don't know why fisting comes together. We're not a fisting community. We're tight knit. It's a very different type of community. A meshed together, tight knit community. That I think if we all hung out, we'd all just get on. It's that kind of thing because we're all here almost every night, just having a chat and hanging out, which is cool. Right. At this point, Simon the Clown Horn. Simon the Clown Horn. I love this. You met me on Question Attraction. I did, yeah, I met you there. Oh, Question Attract. I miss that show. I miss that show. I hope that Conti's doing well. Haven't heard from Conti since the end of the last episode. They disappeared, and literally no one knows where they've gone out of the entire group. I hope they're okay. I really do. We're not fisting now then. When did that happen? Why wasn't I told? What am I going to do with a tanker of Vaseline? Ha ha! Is there a very tall hill near where you live? Because if there is, I suggest giant slip and slide. Yes. A pity I can't revive Question Track. Yeah, I miss Question Track as well. It's just one of those things. It's just one of those things, man. Right, I'm going to take a quick break because I've finished my coffee. So I'll be back in a moment with a hot chocolate, and I'll see you in just a few. So, what? Hey, let's not fight, guys. Let's not fight over stuff. I appreciate everything that you guys have done for me. I hope you all know that. Back in a moment. Grandma needs some hot chocolate. I'm making hot chocolate, Jen. Do you want one? Okay. coming to you. I'm coming to you. What's happened? What's happened? Sweet. Right, there you go. Okay. Well, there's your hot chocolate as a reward. I'm back on my stream now. See ya. Right. And I'm back. Where's my... There it is. So, we return. Now we need the clown horn. Simon the clown horn. Yes. So, what have I missed? Where's my where is my chat? There it is. Actual chat. Yes, actual clown horn. I still speak the horn of the clown. So, when I rushed off, sorry, I'm full of because of pollen going on. So, legit think about the slip and slide him on Ben Lorman now. This is why I shouldn't be left unattended. Yes! You know you want to do it. Whichever one of you can donate a copy of Precinct to Zoe is the... No. Let's not go down that route. Let's not go down that route. We don't need to try and prove our dedication or anything like that. We're not... this is not that kind of channel. We're a hangout where we do fun stuff. That's what we do here. I see we're coding tonight. Yes. We are. We absolutely are. So hello to James Pets. How you doing? Oh man. My new Tassimo machine. It makes coffee and it makes hot chocolate and it makes them brilliantly. Love it. So you're staying at a hotel which appears to have a friendly cat. Oh, cool. That is cool. Yes, we have been having political debates as well as coding. This is Simon from Nightmare. Simon, sidestep to your left. None of the GameHammer crew should be left unsupervised. That is true. We all supervise each other. Like some kind of Mexican standoff. So we've got to work out where to get the ink. Unless we've already done the ink. I don't think we have. I don't think we've done the ink. We haven't done the ink, have we? This was where the... I'm using the wrong mouse. This is where the thingamajig was. The thingamajig, yes. The cupboard. Okay. What's this one here? Small cupboard. Inside the cupboard you find a smaller cupboard. Every time you open it just keeps going. It's just smaller cupboards all the way down. I love that. Excuse me. Like letting Fox's supervisor hen house. That is true. Steve Hofstadter sent a photo. What? My favourite comedian sending photos? Give me a second. I've got to work out what's going on here. My favourite comedian, Steve Hofstadter. Amazing. Well, for my favourite modern comedian. He's very good. I saw him live and he's amazing. You remember the Russian doll covered? Yeah, that got me there. I missed out. Let's think. Billy Connolly was brilliant. Loved him in the 90s. It was my favourite of that time. Dave Allen. Loved him. Jasper Carrot. Russ Abbott. Russ Abbott is probably my favourite comedian from back when I was a kid. What's he sent? Oh, right. It's his tour, Kill the Butterflies. You never liked Billy Connolly. That's fair enough. If you didn't like it, that's fair. Right, that's Steve Hofstadter. He is amazing, and he's doing a tour. And you can't read a word of that, can we? Eddie Izzard was brilliant, yes. But the thing about Eddie Izzard's comedy is like it's Monty Python. You can only get it once. After that, it feels like, unless you've left a lot of time for it to filter out of the memory so much, you can't experience it the same way. You know? I'm trying to say this in a way, like, you can only experience it for the first time once. Eddie Izzard, Monty Python. After that, the oddness of the comedy doesn't quite hit as well, unless you've let it for a very long time. Although, what's this? Eddie is hard. I hope not. What? Sorry. Les Dennis would do his. Les Dennis was brilliant. Bob Monkhouse, yes. When I said I wanted to be a comedian, they all laughed. Well, they're not laughing now. Classic, absolute classic. Yeah. Bill Bailey's a favourite of mine. Eddie Izzard's really funny. Just rewatched Stripped. It's been a while since I watched Eddie Izzard. I've got most of Eddie's routines, like the old routines. I don't know about the newer stuff. Got all the older ones. I was never a massive fan of Bill Bailey for his stand-up, but when he was on a game show, I would love it. It's an odd thing, and he was good in Black Books as well. Although Black Books has not aged well. Like, seriously, holy crap, that's not aged well. Dara Breen is good, yes, and... oh, what's his name? Oh, my goodness. Ed Byrne. Loved Ed Byrne from the first time I saw him doing one of his early TV shows, early TV breaks even, on the Comedy Store, I think it was, back in the day. That was amazing. Oh, so good. Half the names just went over my head, says Tim Davis. Fair enough. But yeah, Ed Byrne, loved his stuff. He was like a more mainstream Eddie Izzard in some ways, which has meant, funnily enough, that his stuff is dated much better. But like I say, Eddie Izzard is very much like a more 90s Monty Python in the surrealism. But the impressions, oh, his impressions, they were so good. I can't do his James Mason or whatever it was, but I can do my own version of a very silly, former actor. I like Tim Vine. Amazing how many one-liners he has. Yes, it can wear you down. Ken Dodd was very much the same like that. Who was it that had the joke about Ken Dodd? Yeah, he has two new Diddy men, Diddy Pay and Diddy L. That was a good one. I wish I could remember who said that. Was it, that might have been Jasper Carrot, actually, now I think about it. But Russ Abbott was brilliant. I loved Russ Abbott back in the day. So, hot chocolate done. We need to work out where we're putting this. Don't think it should be down here. Or the cellar. It should be up here somewhere. We need the ink. We need some ink. No, like Izzard thought he was boring. Takes ages to get to punchline. That is a byproduct of what they call alternative comedy. Oh, it's that kind of comedy where it's a storyline rather than straight up jokes. And you either like it or you don't. It's just one of those things. So, no, that's the wrong button. I'm trying to zoom in. No, that's it. There we are. So we're going to put in some stuff. Basically, we need to stealth. Proof of naming kittens after Lower Decks characters. I like that. Yes. So we need to put in some stuffs. Right, we need to find the... Is that it? That's the one. Some extra rooms. It's just small cupboards here and there, basically. There we go. Small cupboard. Mo Milligan's your kind. I don't know him. There's a lot of names that I don't know these days, which is to be expected. I'm not as much into the comedy circuit as I used to be when I was trying to be a stand-up. It's just one of those things. You end up like, losing out, I suppose. Right. Gonna make a series of small rooms here, as if there's someone's thingamajig, someone's offices in this building. Well, that's not good, is it? That's not going to work at all. So let's move that up to there. And remove... Is this... Where's our floor? Where's the floor tiles? Which one's our flooring tile? Have I completely lost the flooring tiles? Yes. There it is. Okay. So we need to move this back by 1, so that we've got space to get in there. I'm going to put a door there, door there, door there, and that will be accessed by this here, which will mean that we need to move this back by 2. There we go. Okay, now we're getting somewhere, so we can do this. These are going to be very small offices for very small people. George Vent, Norm from Cheers is dead. Oh no! Oh, he was great. I liked him. Oh, it's a real shame, man. I know people don't last forever, but my goodness. Hi RCM, how you doing? Thought he passed away years ago. I thought he had as well, but oh, that's not fair. I like Norm. He was cool. Right, tiny rooms for tiny offices. There we go. And a giant storage area over here, I suppose. Right, we need stuff inside these offices. So let's see, have we got any books? There's a load of books, so we'll have books everywhere. Nope, that's wrong. There we go. Right. Captain Reliance dead. Oh my goodness. Yeah. He died in the last few days. That's terrible. Oh, that's terrible. Too many people are disappearing now. They're all leaving at once. It feels. The passage of time is not fair on people, is it? It's horrible. But what can we do? You know? Everyone has their time. And I wish it wasn't true. But unfortunately it is. Heard that the producers of Transformers had to bail Starscream out of jail so he could record his... Oh, bloody hell! Some people you just can't frickin' trust, can you? Life is far too deathy. Yes, it is. I don't like it. It's not right. It really isn't right, man. Right, let's do this. And that. So that's the storage area over there. Chris from 94. I still can't believe he's gone. So it's Jack Angel who voiced Astro Train and Ultra Magnus. Oh my god. It's not right, man. It's not right. The guy who played Xander had to be taken to rehab and all sorts. You grew up watching... We all did, didn't we? I did. Making your way in the world today takes everything you've got. Taking a break from all your worries sure would help a lot. Wouldn't you like to get away? Sometimes you wanna go where everybody knows your name, and they're always glad you came. You wanna be where you can see our troubles are all the same. You wanna be where everybody knows your name. Yeah, I used to watch that. What a good show. What a brilliant show it was, man. Oh man, and I'm sorry that people are disappearing like that. It's not right. Life is too damn short these days. It really is. Short and horrible in many, many cases. There we go. Right. Never felt that bad when Sudbury's passed. Does it make you bad? No, really, no. Take care, JL. Have a great night, and I'll see you soon. Thanks for coming along, dude. What you've got to remember is that people react to deaths in different ways. So if you didn't actually know the celebrity, you feel like you do for the most part because it's what we call a parasocial relationship. Because you're so close to them, they come into your house and entertain you. After all, then you end up feeling like you know them and that you're close to them because familiarity breeds closeness. But at the end of the day, you don't actually know them. They're a person on the TV. who comes in once, twice a week and entertains you with a comedy show or something like that, you know? So, them passing is something that you might feel quite strongly. I did when Terry Pratchett died. I cried for a very long time. But a lot of other cases, it's not. They're not. My brain always goes, how can I put this in a way that doesn't make me sound like a monster? Because I'm trying to say that you're not a monster for that. You didn't know them. You respected their work. You enjoyed their work. You liked what they did. You didn't know the person, though. So there is that detachment, and that can soften the blow to a certain extent. But it still hurts in a different way. So yeah, it's just how it is. Hi Krista, how you doing? Oh yes, Simon the clown horn. I love this clown horn. Yes. My neighbours are not going to like it quite so much, but yeah, that's how it is. That's just one of those things, you know. So yeah, right. I've got to quickly check. Can we actually get into here? So we're going to put a... oh, no, we have to select events, don't we? Yes. We're going to start our character here. Set starting position for player. Let's do this. And save. Begin. Right, we're going to start a new game. Can we get into here? Yes, we can. Boom, face gets there. Yes, he can. So we can find the ink. The ink's going to be the easiest one to get because it's just going to be in a cupboard, you know, in the storage area. There we go. We can get into here. Blah blah blah. All around here. Yeah, looks like everything's working so far. We can even walk into here, which has got nothing in it except for this fireplace, which is how we get into. Appears to be large and ornate fireplace. Seems somewhat out of character, such as large fireplace to be in someone's bedroom. Perhaps this room used to be used for something else. Examine it. Which part do you want to examine? The mantelpiece. Thorough search of the mantelpiece reveals it to be very mantelpiecey. Well, aside from the hidden button underneath it, that is. Push the button. Button makes a satisfying click, and the back of the fireplace slides open with a satisfying rumble. The tunnel revealed behind the false back is also very satisfying. In we go. There we are. Your mum cried for 2 days after she heard when Whitney Houston passed away. There's nothing wrong with that. We're going to fight a slime. Some slimes. We'll argue with it. Debate style will be a rant, while Melody's debate style is the hiss. Not so emotional about deaths, but you work in care. Yeah, you've got to have that divide, otherwise you go to pieces. I'm going to argue with a debate style of the rant, while Melody is going to scratch their eyes out. There we go. They're quite hardy, actually. Life should definitely be less deathy. I agree. Argue, debate style, rant. We need some rants. An attack. Standard attack. Victory over random slimy gits. Nice hot cup of hot tea found. Yes. Retro rambles. Oh my goodness. A lot of people cried when Jimmy Savile died. He touched so many people. Wonderful. Can we pet the cat? The cat is not necessarily a cat. Might actually be a wizard. Why didn't... Oh! Look at this. The slimes aren't acting as they're supposed to. Okay, we have to end this. So, we need to go to the secret tunnel. And here we go. Edit. Soft switch A on. Okay. Right. Copy event page. Paste event page. Delete event page. Right, there we go. So, that's our thing now. Yeah, if soft switch A is on. self-switch A should be on automatic. There we are. Right, here we go. Right, okay, so copy this. Delete the slime there. And paste that one. Delete the slime there. And paste that one. Okay, we should be able to get past these now. That's how it's supposed to be, where we can't see them by default. But if they haven't been, if the switch hasn't been put on, then we're okay. Right, and then we get to this. I'm going to quickly check by putting the starting position there. Go in, save the game, yes. Let's see if this works. Let's see if this works. New game. Right. First of all, check this. We're not coming out into this room, yes. Examine mantelpiece. There we go. Push the button. There we are. And now we're going to fight again. And if we win this time, it should turn this guy off so we don't have to fight him again. And that's what's important. Let's do this. Argue. We're just going to go straight in with rants all the way. Attack. Slime A. Right, let's do this. Argues. 46 damage. 80 damn bloody hell. That's a tough slime. Melody should learn bite and scratch. They are attacks, I think, that she should learn. I absolutely agree. There should be stuff that she gets higher level. $72 damage. It's still going. There we are. Right. We've slain. Savage Burn has been learned. You're going to go and replay Valkyrie Profile for the 96th time. Nice! Have fun, Lex. Have a great night, man. Right. It's still there. How is it still there? How is this still there? There should be a distracted. I like that as well, yes. Right. We've got to work this out because they should not be continuing to attack. Self-switch A is on. Turn them off. Basically turn them off. Right. Oh. That's why. We've accidentally put the turn off underneath a random number. A random number generator. So that self-switch A is now off, and then we end up with the if here. There we go. Okay. Okay. If escape, exit event processing. Okay. Right, that's fine. So let's do this again, and it'll be the same with all of them. We need this to be outside of that. This is where it should be if win end. Instead of in the if check, I'm just going to do it for all three. Control self-switch A is on, and put that down to there for the if check. Okay. So save. I'm going to try it with both because I've moved things around, and there's two different versions. They both should work, so we're going to try 2 fights and see how this goes. Okay, let's do this. Fight that slime. It should disappear this time. It's a good thing we checked this. Otherwise, it would be quite difficult. DRQ, slime 6. Yes. There we go. Here we go. James is just giving it a good idea. Yeah, distract with extreme cuteness. I like the idea. Right, we're just going to fight this, and then we'll go through. There we go. Right. There we go. Right. Okay, let's do this. They are now still there. As the slime dissolves, you find 2 energy drinks in the remains. Lovely. But he's still there. How is he still there? Why isn't it working? This feels wrong. Now she's got Hiss as well as Savage Burn, you see. We're definitely going to use Savage Burn. Because she's increased in power. Argue, debate style rant, debate style Savage Burn. see if this works. Yep, there we go. Argue, debate style rant. Debate style savage burn on the slime. Look at the fire! Savage burn! Straw man argument found. Lovely. How is it still here? This is not right. This really is, like, seriously, this is not right. It shouldn't be there. Edit. If we win, Control Self Switch A is on. But it's doing all the other stuff. So we turn the Self Switch A on, and then we have here Self Switch A on. We turn them off. We turn the thing off. I don't get it. Okay. I just don't get this. I seriously don't get this. Right, go back. Let's go back all the way to, let's see, the cellar in the Numptyland Inn. Right, let's check these guys. Edit this. Right, Self Switch A is on for that. If they win, Control Self Switch A equals on. That's all we gotta do. Self Switch A is on, and then they're gone. But the horse isn't priority. That's... Oh, okay. So why didn't it work like... Oh, of course, right. We've screwed up. We screwed up. I get what's going on now. Right. The reason it's going like this is that this shouldn't be here. This is the wrong priority. It should be after, but we got it wrong before. So delete that. Paste the event page. There's Self Switch A. Because we were not turning the Self Switch A on properly, we got the priorities wrong. So that's what it should be. Right. Copy that guy. Delete that and paste into there. Delete that and paste into there. This should work. I hope. I really hope, because we've got to make sure. Self Switch A is turned on, and then we can do all the other stuff. Okay. Save this. This should work now. Okay. Got to test it. Right, let's do this. Try this guy again. We're going to fight the same dude again and again until this works. Right, argue, debate style, rant, debate style, hiss. There we go, okay. The hisses, slimes B, defenses went down. Right, argue, debate style, rant, attack, slime A. I love that she just kicks like a big foot. Kick. There we go. Right. Argue. Just attack. All out attack. There we go. Savage burn has been learned. There we go. We'll find an energy drink in the rain. There we go. So now it works. Okay, you like to die in your sleep. I think I've told people my plan before. If I'm going of natural causes, yeah, dying in sleep's the best, because that way it's just that's how it's peaceful. If not, and I feel like I know that I'm deteriorating and it's going to be a long, drawn-out process for friends and family around me, I'm off to the beach and I'm not coming home. Simple as that. We'll go to the beach. We'll have a beach party, and then I'm going to say goodbye to them, and I'm going to head out into the sea. And that's it. Bye. That's my plan. Anyway, right, we've got this done. So we've now got the slimes working. So there's 3 of them. We don't have to fight them. We can... Well, that one's going to be a problem to get past, so pretty much you have to fight this one. The other 2, we can actually kind of get around it a little bit. So you don't have to fight if you don't want to. But there we are. So that's sorted. And now what we're going to do is work out the inks. The inks are going to be... And this will be the last thing we do tonight, I think. The inks are going to be in one of these crates that we've got over here. And we're going to do it the same way that we did with the others. So, let's do this. Edit that one. New event. Actually, cancel. I'm going to do the same thing that we did. No, we're just going to get the inks off a shelf. We're going to make it easy. Here's the shelf. New ink shelf. This is going to be the easy one to get. Hi, Zantec. How you doing? That's a bit dark when you just log in. Sorry. In that case. Simon the Clown Horn. Will I be live streaming it? No. No, because I don't want my page, my channel pulled. So here we go. Show text. This is a shelf full of strange inks. They look quite unique and are probably expensive. You can tell this because their labels say unique and expensive. Unique and expensive. Fine ink manufacturers. There we go. There we are. Now we show choices. Take a bottle or leave the inks alone. There we are. Okay. New. Now we're going to do a quick conditional branch of items. Right, we need the special archaeologist's ink. Archaeologist Guild ink, there we go. If party has Archaeologist Guild ink, then show text. You reach for a bottle of ink, then remember you already have one. Best not take too many in case the guild realizes someone has been pilfering their stuff. If not, you make sure nobody is watching, then slip a bottle of ink into your pocket. And that will give us change items, increase the Archaeologist Guild ink. Where is it? There it is, 27. There we go. If we leave it alone, you decide not to grab a bottle of ink and instead to leave them be and get on with your life. There we go. Parachute jump without the chute. Oh my goodness. I move that next week we catch up all the jokes and stuff in the game from the beginning. That could be quite a long stream, but yeah, why not? Okay, there we go. So we get the ink, or we don't. There we go. Right, so now we've got the chance to get the inks and all the other stuff. There we are. We've now managed to finally get all the stuff we need to take to the forger to get the certificate that lets us get into the mine, that lets us get the thing that we need to get into the tower, to get the chocolates, to give to the woman at the library, to get the map to show us where to go to find the game hammer. There we go. This has been a long and drawn out process, and I'm not entirely sure that everything works, so we're going to test it next time, but for now I think that's all we need. So let's save this. And can we deploy? Oh, deployment. Okay, this is interesting. We can do this. Okay, let's do this. It's been a while since we did a GameHammer Quest demo. 20:05:25. Okay, let's do this. Platform for Windows, yes. Creating a distribution package, blah 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 blah. Let's see if this works. Succeeded to create a distribution package. Okay. Save. Close all this. Where is it? Is this it? 2025, yes. Let's see if this works. Why can't I open this? There. That was a bit weird. That was a bit weird, wasn't it? Game.exe. Here we go. RPG Maker MV, yeah. We started in the wrong place. Damn! Right, delete that. Shove it in the bin. Go back into RPG Maker. Okay, let's go right back to the numpty tent at the start. Where is the tent? There it is. Numpty tent, and start the player here. Player, there we are. Save. Deployment for Windows. Let's go. Succeeded to create a distribution package. Excellent. Close that. Let's do this. Game.exe. Do-do-do-do-do. New game. Greetings, Captain Bumface. I knew you would come. You never could resist barging in on strangers' tents.
Who are you?
I am Zoe, Weaver of the Tales. I have a mission for you if you should choose to accept it.
I'm not interested.
Very well. I'll be here when you inevitably change your mind, what little there is of it.
Why would you just mutter under your breath?
Oh, nothing. Wow, ears of a bat, this one. There we are. So we've now got a working game. Okay. I'll make that available. So let's go back to here, and can I where's it compressed? Can you not just huh, I thought you could just create a zip file. That's interesting. Including library. No, that's interesting. I was sure you could just create a zip file in Windows these days. Alright, there we go. Yeah, we could put it on Steam eventually. It costs £100 to put a game on Steam, but it is possible to do. So there we are. Okay, so I'll make this available. Oh, hang on. Is that a folder already? No? That's interesting. Okay, well, I'll work it out. I'll make a copy of this available anyway. So for now, thank you so much for joining me, guys. I hope you've enjoyed it as much as I have, because it's been certainly been enjoyable for me. I have put it on GOG. Eventually, yeah. Once it's all finished, it's not ready yet. The game is still going. We've still got a long way to go, but it will be fun to do eventually. But for now, I hope you've all enjoyed this as much as I have, because it's been a lot of fun. We have a long way to go on the game, by the way. Even once we've finished the actual stuff, the actual thingamajigs, but what's it and stuff. What's the word? Coding. That's the word. Once we've done the coding, we've got the storyline working, and everything works, and all the side quests that we want to put in, the red herrings and stuff, are all done. I've still got to draw all of the characters again, so that they all fit what we actually want. So we'll be doing that in my all over the house style, which will be a lot of fun because it shouldn't take more than like 3 weeks to do that kind of stuff. But I think it'll be fun. Anyway, hi Nico, how you doing? You've accidentally joined at the end of release day. Kind of, yes. It's not quite finished to the point where I'm going to be releasing it, but it is very close. I'm going to make... We need so many side quests in this game, all of them insane. Yeah, absolutely. So I'm going to make it available now. I'm just going to go to Google Drive, .google.com, and make this available. Where's my drive? There it is. Where is the button? Where is my gaming thing? Huh. Live game coding. There it is. Right. Quest for... Where's my... There it is. If I just grab that and pull it in, that should now upload. It's gonna... There's over 1,000 things in it, so I will finish with Simon. I will finish this off on the stream. Of course I will. But what I'll do is I'll make this available on the GameHammer website, which is gamehammer.co.uk. Go there in about an hour's time when it's finished uploading and sorting itself out, and I will make it available on the site. You'll be able to see the newest version. You'll be able to play it, like the story so far, and see how you get on. And then next week we will continue by going through the game to make sure that we've got everything that we need to do done for the storyline so far. And then after that, I'll know exactly what I need to finish the story off. But for now, I think we've done a damn good job tonight. Got back into it. And here is, to end the stream, Simon the Clown Horn. Take care, guys. Have a great night. I'll see you tomorrow. Night night. And then Squirrel Side Quest. Oh, we'll be doing side quests, don't worry. Take care, guys. Night night.